The two-day GST meeting just concluded, and it was, of course, very productive. We're joined by the Finance Minister. So many thanks for speaking to us at ET Now. Two very productive days that we saw. You have announced, the rate structure for a lot of goods and services. But help us understand. You did talk about the input tax structure, input tax credit. Do you believe the fact that now we will see the effect of it really being passed on to the consumer?
Obviously, you will. Because in a divided tax structure, the centre was collecting some taxes, the state was collecting some taxes. And therefore, there were different entities collecting taxes. There were different accounts into which the taxes were going. As a result of which, there were several disadvantages of that structure. And one of the disadvantages was that you would not get input credit. The other disadvantage was that you will be tax on tax. There will be varying rates.
Right.
The free flow of goods and services would be hindered. Now there is only one tax. For example, if you are charged, let us say 18% on a service, but then there are a lot of inputs that go into that service. There is some element of domestic manufacturing that takes place and so on. Then you will get the input credit of that, and that 18% may well turn up to be 14 or 15 or 13%. Now this would obviously depend on from commodity to commodity and from service to service. And there are adequate provisions in the Act. And we do believe that everybody must now honestly deal with the structure that we've simplified it so that the impact on the consumers in no category is inflationary.
Absolutely. The fact that, now you've made the rates public and, well, yes, you do believe that the effect going forward should be non-inflationary. But many also say that in the short term, we may see a dip in sales. I don't visualize that situation at all. For example, if you take the entire basket of goods, there is not a single good out of the 1211 where we've increased taxes above the present level. Either that level has been maintained, or the cascading effect has been removed, or the tax on goods has been substantially removed. So whatever you were giving 31% with cascading effect is now 28%. Many 28% items have been transferred to 18%. And this is all subject to any input credit also, which you were earlier not getting. Similarly, take the case of services. Now, works contract, when you buy an apartment in a building, right,
there'll be a GST in a works contract for the buyer of 12%. But that is then subject to the input credits. So whatever credits you have paid by way of purchase of steel, cement, sanitary ware, and these are high tax items, you get the input credit. So the actual incidence of tax will then go down.
So from now till July 1st, there's not going to be a dip in sales, is what you're pointing at?
You see, I think consumers can plan their preferences. Right. That, is it going to become a little cheaper? For instance, today I saw a misleading report on small cars to cost more. Now, I think the media also has a responsibility. How will the small cars cost more? Today, the small cars are taxed at 31% and 29%. What does the GST say? It will be 28 plus 3%, right, 28 plus 1%. Exactly the same rate has been maintained. So whether you buy it before the 1st of July or you buy it after the 1st of July, the incidence of tax is the same.
And similarly for a lot of FMCG products also, do you believe that the effort by the government is to pump prime the economy?
Well, obviously we are doing it. To pump prime the economy, you see the public spending going up, taxes being made. If you actually see the entire basket of goods and services, the incidence of tax will effectively, the weighted average will go down.
Right.
Therefore, the weighted average will never be inflationary. It will be in the other direction itself. Will my taxes go down? I am banking on the hope, a more efficient system, more tax buoyancy, less evasion, and therefore, despite the fact that in many cases the rates have been made more reasonable, the tax collection itself will go up.
Right. As far as there are a lot of contentious goods like gold, where we've seen the states are still divided. But what is the centre's view? Because yes, gold is a luxury item.
My job in the GST Council is also to evolve a consensus. I'm not going to give my views. I've already expressed my views about gold in Parliament, and it's well known, so I need not repeat it. But these 6 areas which are left, I hope on the 3rd of June, which is at least 3 to 4 weeks before the GST is implemented, we are able to announce the rates.
States like J&K did talk about the fact that how at a later stage they will look at making their GST more perfect by adding real estate into it. Will you ask other states also to relook at?
I think Delhi government has made a proposal. Their finance minister, Mr. Shishodia, made a proposal that real estate should be brought out.
Right.
And I think it's a very good proposal because real estate is where a lot of black money is transacted.
Right.
And therefore bringing it within the GST chain will always be of help. And I'm personally in support of his proposal. So the GST Council decided that let it be implemented on the 1st of July. In the very first year itself, we'll see the implementation and then we'll take a call on real estate. Part of the real estate as a part of the works contract is already in.
Right, absolutely.
So we have to now see whether the rest of the real estate can come in.
Right. And my last question to you, as far as, the stage is now set for July 1st rollout, in your meeting and in your conversation with a lot of states, how ready they are? Because
I think minister after minister met me and said, don't compromise on the 1st of July. If you blink, then we don't know what will happen. I'm quite confident we'll start on the 1st of July.
And what about the industry, sir? Because ultimately it really percolates to them. If at this point of time...
I don't think they have an option now. Everybody has to be ready for 1st of July.
All right, sir. Many thanks for speaking to us at ET Now, sir.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/ETNow.